on selecting the right time to buy shares. So what you can see here is the FMG price charts for monthly, weekly and daily charts. And what I'm using here is the CCI 150 indicator down on the bottom on the weekly and the monthly. Over here I've got the daily, and that's where we use the Alligator strategy to buy in and out of the share price. So here I'm showing you FMG deliberately because FMG, the moving average on the CCI, has started to turn down. You can see there when it's going in an uptrend it's in green, and when it starts turning in a downtrend it turns orange. You can see here on the weekly it's been in a downtrend now for a number of weeks, since almost the start of 2021, actually a few months actually, and since 2021, a couple of years almost. And on the daily you can see there's been a few peaks and troughs over the period, but again my strategy is to improve your probability. You want to make sure the weekly and monthly are in uptrends before trading on the daily price charts. So in short, FMG I would not suggest you buy unless you can somehow trade this downtrend more accurately, and I'm not suggesting you do that at this point. Just to test the strategy as well, if you look back here, the way I identify it is when it's in an uptrend. You can see here when the monthly is in an uptrend it breaks up. Let me draw a vertical line where we can potentially start trading. This is obviously historical, you would have potentially started trading back there. That looks like that on the weekly. You can see there it happened obviously the earlier time frames turn up quicker than the later time frames. So you can see here on the weekly it's turned up a bit later. So let's move that that vertical to that point where it starts turning up. And how does that equate to the daily? So if you move over here on a daily chart, you can see here we would have taken long trades from there onwards. Now there's no guarantee it's going to continue going up as it did in this case. It may have actually started turning down again straight after that. So there's no guarantee in the markets, but we're trying to improve our probability. Again, remember, probability is our benefit we're trying to take advantage of. So here we would have taken long trades, and again refer to the Alligator strategy in one of my earlier videos, and again the link is in the description below, and how to trade the Alligator strategy, which is the most effective for share trading. So you would have taken the long entries from there, and you would have stopped taking long entries at that point there. So I'll draw another vertical because that's broken down from our moving average, and you would have stopped taking long trades at that point there. And the way that looks like on our daily chart, you can see there it's obviously you monitor this on a daily basis. So when it breaks down on our moving average there, that's when you'd stop taking trades. So you would have potentially stopped it out there. Now you may have, if you kept holding this position, you may have kept holding it, but you'd have to wait until the market traces back enough and average down, or you would have closed out your trade in the last trade there. So again, refer to my Alligator strategy on that one. Another stock that was mentioned was BHP. Let's talk about BHP as an example. BHP Australia. Let's look what that did in terms of price action. You can see here on the monthly it's still in a uptrend just, but on the weekly it's broken in a downtrend. So I would suggest you don't touch it at this point until that starts recovering up and breaks into an uptrend. Same logic as previously for FMG. So again, the monthly's in an uptrend, the weekly's in a downtrend. Don't trade it. And if you do hold it, maybe waiting for both of those indicators to turn up before adding to the position. The other one that was mentioned by a subscriber friend of mine was Magellan, and that was, so let's see what that's doing. Again, that's in a pretty strong downtrend on a monthly and also a downtrend on the weekly, but you can see here it's making some slight progress, potentially turning up on the weekly, but again I'd like to see that trade up and break up from the monthly as well before considering buying it. So I would not be trading that either. I have done a scan on a few other trades probably worth looking at in terms of where we are in the current environment, and if you want to trade international or the US shares, McDonald's is a good opportunity at the moment. That's just broken up in an uptrend on a monthly, had a nice strong month in October, and that's also just broken up likewise on the weekly. So the way I would trade that, so if you look at that there, so any time from there on would have been a good opportunity to buy. And if you look at it, if you're fortunate enough, again following the Alligator strategy, you would have bought into the trade when it broke above the fractals there. So that would have been a nice little entry, and you wait for it to close out once these fractals are broken down. Or if you want to look at the Alligator strategy, the lips break down below the teeth. Again, refer to the Alligator strategy. So that's potential for buying at the moment. Another potential, let's have a look at a few other opportunities that are potentially. Raytheon, also another US stock, that's broken up monthly and weekly. And again, if you look at that on let's draw a line where you potentially would have started potentially trading, and that's this last week, it's broken up. So that's just that's primed for entering at the moment. Again, there's no guarantee it's going to continue up, so just be careful of going long with all these. But if you follow strategy and follow our discipline rules, I think you're in a good position. So Raytheon's in a position to buy at the moment. General Dynamics, that's still in a downtrend on a monthly, but it's a broken up through the weekly uptrend. So you may want to keep an eye on that in the coming days and weeks, and that we want to wait for that breaking up, the moving average breaking into an uptrend before taking any long trades. You can trade this on a short term, just based on the weekly, but again, your probability is stronger if you wait for both weekly and monthly to be in an uptrend. Lockheed Martin, another military supplier, if you're into that sort of thing, that's still in a downtrend but slightly breaking up on the monthly, but it's broken up already on the weekly. And the other military supplier also, so they must be taking advantage of the Russian-Ukraine war, is Northrop Grumman. Again, that's up on the weekly and starting to break up on the monthly. So they're just a few opportunities, and I'll keep an eye on some more opportunities in the coming weeks as we go on. Here are some of my investing rules. Buy proven blue chip stocks, buy stocks which pay dividends, don't short positions, go long only. And the reason for that is you want to receive those dividends when they're paid, and don't trade on news. Price is already factored in the share price. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click the subscribe and the like button, and click the notification bell to get all updates. Market updates will be posted on Mondays and Thursdays each week. If you want to support the channel further, then subscribe to the Patreon page. The link is in the description below. Happy investing, and speak to you in the next video.